peace, only war.
What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. We are doing the World's Death Guard videos for you, 1 through 8. I think I'm going to split them up day 1, day 2, day 3. So whatever video you guys are clicking on, this is one of those days. We're going to be going over, wow, I haven't even drank a beer yet. We're going to be going over picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good, what we could have worked on. Same with our opponents, what we should have been like kind of playing towards to show off how we finished up 6-2 at Worlds. Super fun. Every opponent was amazing this year. Every country we played, super friendly, great games. So I can't wait to go over each game with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, appreciate clicking on the video. We did hit #1 Death Guard player in the world this year, which was our goal. So if you guys want to support the channel, want some coaching from the Dirtbags, or get that coach in your corner to ask any questions, go over list ideas, reviews, head over to the Patreon page. All these videos go ahead on patreon.com, so you guys get to watch it first over there, and you get your own Patreon link in Discord, which nobody else can access but the Patreons, and we're there 99% of the time chatting rather than all the other Discords unless we get summoned by one of our dirtbags. But yeah, guys, appreciate clicking on the video. Stay tuned for our sponsors, and at the very end of the video, if you guys don't have lasers yet, pick them up at Rexar Lasers, the green widgets and lasers and all that stuff there. But let's get into the video of whichever day you guys are clicking on. Like I said, I'm super psyched to go over every single day of Worlds. 4-day event, 8 games, insane. Let's get into it. All right, guys, last day of Worlds. Thanks for sticking it out with me. If you guys watched the other 3 games or other 3 days, it's basically 2 games a day for 4 hours a game. But you're playing some of the best people in the entire world. People fly over from 50 different countries to Georgia, and they all play the game that we all love. So in this battle report, we are going over Votann and Chaos Knights, finishing it off with the last 2 games of the tournament. It was just, again, super fun talking about these types of games because every single opponent was super awesome. There was no dickheads or gotchas or like opponents that you like remember that you never want to play again. Every opponent we played was super awesome, and we will remember them from years moving forward. This especially is one of my favorite opponents that we played all weekend. Just such a nice guy. He is from, where is it? France. So Votann, France. Did I put France? Is he from France? What is this? Yeah, I think he's France. Yeah, because a bunch of French guys came up and was like talking to us and stuff like that. So this is the list. Votann. He is 2 bike units. They can get back off if they're within 9 inches of the board edge. 2, it's basically the same, similar, but Terminators in this list compared to the last list. But 2 of the anti-vehicle and monster guys, so 2x3, and then 1 6-man unit in the big truck. He's got 6 of these guys I've never seen before, but they're like blade and gun guys. 6 of these dudes, and then he's got big 10-man brick of the Terminators. They have like the blast weapons, the plasmas. He's got the character. This guy leading them with the 2 axes. He's got this character which gives you an extra token each command phase. He's got the solo character right here, and then of course he's got the 2 big ass boats right here. So toughness 12, shit ton of wounds. These things, 2 of the scout guys that can split off the 10-mans into 2 5-man. So he's got 4 of these guys. So they're all react and move, and they're all combi. So they're all infiltrate and then react and moves. So really cool loadout here. I like these 2. And we are playing Take and Hold on the Hammer and Anvil. So this is going this way now. 18 inches up, 18 inches up. Our deployment's pretty much the same every single time. He deployed these guys right on the off the objective up here, because you don't get anything turn 1 for being on the objective. But we have to try and stop a scout, so we basically put these guys right down the center to try and stop this scout from getting near these points or to get up in this little corridor right there. And then he's got some scouts over there and then some scouts back here. kept this guy behind the cover, solo guy right there. This guy is back here. Can't really get line of sight with my heavy blade launchers, which I wouldn't really turn one anyway. We went over at the end of the game how he probably should have deployed, which I'll go over with you guys. But for us, we basically put the rhino here because he can't get line of sight onto the rhino or the flamer drone. The other guy's back here to get lit this angle, and then the other guy's over here to get this angle. So he hops up 10 this way or 10 this way, so that way he can hop out here and go this way or go down this angle. So there is a line going from here to here. I can't see this guy, but like if they come out anywhere over here, I'd be able to see them down this angle. Or I can come out here and just shoot 36 inches down onto this terrain feature right there. So that's where this guy's there. The Beast of Nurgle's able to scout up, but he's going to scout kind of diagonal if I go second, or scout forward if I go first. And then same thing with the Spawn. Spawn are going to be able to scout forward, and if he gets tempting target, I can try and get this from him, or try and charge them if he's still on the point. These guys are there, like I said, against the Gene Stealer cult. They're not there to screen. The Nurglings are there to screen. So since I screened these guys in that one match, it just was such a bad idea. I stuck to what they're supposed to be doing, which is turn one secondaries. So they're basically starting where they should start, right there, 1 inch away from the wall. And then these guys are screening out back here, making this back objective sticky for me. For him, he wants to put this guy up front because he can scout 9 either way. These guys can scout forward or scout sideways, and that's it. So Death Guard goes first. We move up, we get turn 1, we get overwhelming force and recover assets. So there's nobody on objectives turn 1, which I don't think we can ditch that one, so we have to keep it. We're not going to kill this big thing, and that's really the only ones on objective. So we move up, we scout our spawn, we then move them up 8 onto the objective. Now he has a choice. He's either going to back up or go forward to try and keep the point. But again, he doesn't have to keep the point because I don't have a secondary that does it. But if he does keep the point, he's going to give me overwhelming force. So he chooses to back these guys up. He rolls a 6, fucking scoots them super far back. Then I can't charge him. I could charge him, but I don't want to. I want to kind of try and camp this point. I should have advanced further that way. I'm a little bit too far out this way to get this angle to be shot, like this way. So I think I should have like moved up, and then if I advanced, he would have had to get on the point, and then I'm still probably not going to charge either way. But if I advance, I can at least put like one guy all the way in the back here, and then one more guy kind of like all as far as I can. So the angle would have been a lot harder to get to from shooting this way. So I think that was a little mistake of placement with these guys. These guys kind of scooch up and just tag the point right there. So I force him to kind of like come to the center a little bit. Rhino scooches up in its spot. This guy moves up. Beast of Nurgle camps right there on the objective, and the Beast of Nurgle did great this game. Last game against the Jakari player, he died with 1 melt to the face. This game, he got me a shit ton of points. So good job, Beast of Nurgle. Scooches up, gets on the point, and just sits there for the entire time. We don't ever bring out our heavy blade launchers unless there's something I really need to kill or he gives me something stupid to shoot. So we keep them back, don't need to do anything. We recover there, recover back here, super easy, and then we ditch overwhelming force. We do get a charge off though on our Nurglings. So this guy doesn't really move anywhere, he can't scout anywhere. So we scooch up our Nurglings from here, scooch up 5 inches, scooch up 5 inches. My goal is to try and keep these guys where they are. So if I can like move up, charge, tag, that's going to be my goal this turn. But he overwatches. So I scooch up, he overwatches with this vehicle and neuters 3 of them. So I'm still able to get that charge off though. So when I charge in, I can't get base to base, but I'm able to charge in, stay outside of 6 inches of this guy's heroic, and when I consolidate, I have to consolidate towards a close enemy unit, which is this guy. So I pile in 3, and then when I pile in 3 towards a close enemy unit, and then consolidate towards a close enemy unit. So I pile in 3, get this guy's base to base, pile in 3, and then I pile in 3 more, which this guy's within 4, so I can pile in 3, get this guy within 1 inch, and then stay in coherency right there. So that was a little cheeky play right there. As I move up, charge, pile in, consolidate, tag these 2 vehicles. So now he can't really go this way with the truck. Like the truck can't essentially get straight forward into this little corridor, which he really wanted to. If I had 3 more Nurglings, it would have been even worse for him because I could have just put all of them surrounded this vehicle or going more into this guy, or tug up this guy right here. And that would have been huge if I remembered there was a guy right here. But I always ask my opponents to put them up top because I can't see them and then the camera can see them. But I forgot to ask this guy, but there's a little guy right there behind the wall, or else I probably would have tried to tag him too. Or maybe I couldn't have, I don't know. So that was my turn 1. Pretty simple. Just try and keep this guy where he is so he can't get shots off on turn 1. His turn 1, he neuters my entire Nurgling. I spend 1 CP, bring him back, and that's kind of where they ended up, exactly where they were. So he neuters my Nurglings with this thing and this thing, and he falls back this thing onto the point because he gets Airy the Nile and tempting target. So I think I tempted this one over here, which I'm OBSEC 3, he's OBSEC 2. So he can't fall back onto this point and do anything. So he's got to fall back forward and try and get Airy the Nile. So he moves his truck up, guys get out, and he holds that. So when the guys got out, they're on the objective, the vehicle's on the objective. Our turn 2, we get 10 points because the Beast of Nurgle held his. This thing scooted up a little bit, got line of sight onto my spawn and neutered my spawn. So the spawn, again, shouldn't have been out that far. They probably should have been a little bit further that way. At least I would have had one more to kind of like throw forward and maybe get some Death Shroud back here. But that was a mistake on my part, so I should have ran this way instead of giving him shots on turn 1. I bring down my Lord of Virulence squad here to get some flamer shots onto the guys that were in the vehicle. The Rhino moves up in a spot. He has shots onto these guys with the flamers inside the vehicle. Since the Lord of Virulence is here, I'm able to bring down Rodicus. So Rodicus comes down, I believe, here, 6 inches away from the vehicle. So that way when he lands there, he has flamer shots onto the guys. And then he's going to charge the vehicle and try and kill the vehicle. I then try and line up to try and keep this thing where it is for the entire game. If you guys haven't noticed, we love going first. And if we could just keep them off our objectives, that's what this list is all designed to do. He does rapid, though, in this little corner, which is great on his part. These Nurglings came down outside 12 of the Lord of Virulence right here. Outside 6 of these guys. Outside 6 of these guys that were on the point. So I drop down 6, get out to here, and then I want to try and make that charge. So I'm going to charge, I think I charge the vehicle itself, and when I charge this way, I'm able to get in a vehicle. He doesn't heroic this way to tie me up. My Poxes try and do the same thing. So the Poxes were here. They scoot out this way 5, kind of diagonal. And then I have the vehicle here alive, so that way I can make that charge. So I charge kind of backwards. And then the guys that were here, they go from like here to here. And when I charge backwards, I consolidate. Or when I charge this way diagonal to end closer to this guy. But now this guy is my closest target. So when I pile in, I have to pile in towards the close enemy unit, which is this way. So when I charge diagonal, staying within the charge distance of this guy, I'm piling in towards this guy. So I pile in, there's a guy back here, pile in. And when I consolidate like the same thing as the Nurglings did and tag this vehicle right here. So this thing is tagged from the Nurglings and the Poxes. They're strung out back here. I did kill the vehicle with Rodicus. I didn't want to charge the Lord of Virulence in because I didn't need them. And if I charge them in, they're viable to get shot on turn 2. But this guy's can't shoot out this way, so this thing's out of contention. And then this thing can't get into Rodicus. So Rodicus was super safe on turn 2 with him being on this point. He, like I said, he does rapid these guys in, so I'm kind of scared of these guys killing Rodicus. And then these guys came in from the board edge over here. Oh no, they were on the other side of the wall. So they were on the other side of the wall. They run forward. They just get to there. The bikes are still back here. There's still guys inside the vehicle here. There's still character back here, which I forgot about. And these guys are waiting. So this thing did scooch up and shoot at these guys on the point, and then he charged them and finished them off. So he did his job, killed the thing, charged, finished him off, piled back onto the objective, onto the terrain feature right there. So he's kind of in cover right now. And that was my good turn 2. Beast of Nurgle's still there, doing his point, gave me all the primary in the world. Now his turn 2. This is what happens. So Rodicus, I rapid within 6 because you can rapid the plague bearers within 6 with this detachment. As long as you're wholly within 12 of the contagion or of the enhancement, you can rapid outside 6, because it doesn't say your movement phase like the Death Shroud does. It just says you can deep strike outside 6 inches of your opponent, so it doesn't give it a phase. So you can rapid within 6 with the demons. So that's what I do with these guys. They rapid on the point, so I put 3 guys on the point here to extend my primary. And Rodicus is on the point now to try and like save it for some reason. These guys move up and shoot a shit ton of shots plasma into these guys and murder 7 of them. So 7 guys die from the overcharging plasma. Everything else basically shoots Rodicus and my Poxwalkers. So he shoots the Poxwalkers. These guys scoot up onto here. Move up. The guys that can't get on shoot the Poxes this way. Everybody else shoots Rodicus and the Plague Bearers, because I wanted to try and countercharge with the Plague Bearers to put more OBSEC on the point, but he neutrals them down to 3, and Rodicus lives on 1. So after all the shots without these tanks getting into Rodicus, all the shots Rodicus live on 1. So now I'm like, all right, sweep attack, target that unit, 2 damage Terminators, 2 wound Terminators. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to murder all of them. I hand him 11 saves, 11 4-up saves he has to make. And when I hand him 11 saves, he makes all but 1. So 1 guy dies from that sweep attack after 11 wounds go through. I was like, really, man? I was like, I kind of like deserve it, but that was 10 4-up saves and 1 3 you fucking rolled. God damn it. So the one guy that was wounded here dies from the sweep from Rodicus. But again, he's OBSEC 0 now, as long as Rodicus passes Battle Shock, which he does. And then these guys, I think, failed it. But I have 5 OBSEC on the point. He's OBSEC 0, so I control the point. They're Battle Shocked, I believe. This is funny. So they're Battle Shocked. They run away. So they go from there. They run away because they're Battle Shocked. But at least I control the point. The bikes move up. This truck shoots the vehicle, kills the vehicle. These guys get on the point. They shot Rodicus. This thing scooches up there. The character moves back a little bit. The other character that I don't know is there, still there. He kills my Nurglings again. Kills the Poxes. Kills 7 of the plague bearers. Kills my sprayer guy. And everything else over here is fine. He brings these guys on the board edge so that way they can shoot Rodicus. They shot Rodicus as well. These guys shot Rodicus as well. So they shot. These guys shot. And these guys shot into Rodicus. Charged. After the charge, also lived on 1. Crazy. So that was it. My primary, I get this one, and this one, and this one still. So I get a 15 on turn 3, which is huge. So let's go. Now it's time to bring in some Death Shroud. So my turn, Death Shroud come in, and we do the same thing back to him. So the Death Shroud come, I think, outside 6 of these guys. So I want to leave these guys alive, right? So I come down here, outside 6, and my goal is to kind of like charge in to this character, which is like a 7. I think it's a 7. So I charge into this character. If Rodicus can essentially kill this unit, kill the character, the Death Shroud then can pile into this guy and then make the attacks, which is, I think, what we end up doing. Yeah, and the Plague Marines helped out as well. So these guys died. They got shot by the Heavy Blight Launcher. So Heavy Blight Launcher scooches up, shoots these guys off the table. These guys are still there. This is where I fucked up. I fucked up here because I wasn't thinking about stealing. So we blow up these 3 guys. We leave room so that way we can charge in, pile into this tank, and kill it. The Plague Marines get out here, 8 this way. They want to try and charge into this guy to help kill him, so that way my Death Shroud can pile into the tank and kill the tank. Rodicus stays in combat, and when that happens, I have to spend 1 CP to shoot into combat, and then if I do any 5+, he takes a mortal wound. So most likely he's going to die, which end up happening. So Rodicus shoots first into these guys, kills like one guy maybe, and then I have 2 guys left with the heavy blade launcher to finish him off. But I spent 1 CP and I just murdered this thing. So the 2 playcasters get out. Lord of Virulence scooch up. Lord of Virulence goes sideways. So Lord of Virulence goes this way because he's got his bikes there. So Lord of Virulence goes this way. Try and finish off these bikes. Lord of Virulence goes that way. I flamer the Terminators. The 2 playcasters, this is the Plague Bus. This is the definition right here. Gets out. Plague Bus shoots the guys. Now these guys get 4 rerolls to wound into those guys, and they just murder them so much. So Rhino shoots in, they shoot in. Heavy Blight Launcher shoots in. This guy kills these 2. Spawn stay there. Spawn should have probably moved up, charged these guys. This thing should have moved onto the point, so that way these guys can't get onto the point by moving around him. But we did make that charge. So charged into the solo character. The Plague Marines charged into the solo character. Solo character died, luckily, to the Plague Marines, and then piled into the tank. And then these guys who were charging into there piled into the tank, and we got all of them into the tank. So all of them charging into the tank took the tank down to 1, and that's where this picture came from. So with Rodicus living right there, we both joined forces and did the same thing to this vehicle on 1. So like I said, one of the funnest opponents. Never had this type of picture before in all of Dirtbag Nation, so that's super cool that we had somebody from France do it with us against his own vehicle. Still has his guys inside with 1 wound right there. So his guys still alive. This is the end of the board state. We did make that charge, killed all the bikes. They're on the point now in front of this thing, and the guys inside, which they're about to get neutered. And then these guys are here. So these guys scooch up onto the point and tie it from me, essentially. So what I should have done was this tank should have moved up onto the point. That would have been 6 OBSEC, so he couldn't steal it from me. That would have got me another 15 on turn 4. Instead, I got a 10 on turn 4 because I forgot about stealing the objective. OBSEC 3, OBSEC 1, runs onto the point, steals the OBSEC, or ties the OBSEC from me, which all I needed to do was just put 1 vehicle on that point, and that would have got me another 15. So what he does here is he gets his guys out. These guys again run onto the point. The vehicle dies because he doesn't fall. He keeps it in combat. So I have my Lord of Contagion in combat with the 6 guys. 6 guys get out. They charge in. The tank shoots these guys. I have my Plague Marines. I think they're the ones that finished off the tank in combat on his turn. So when they finished off the tank, the Lord of Contagion with his +2 attacks went into this unit and kills all but 1. So he's on 2 wounds. He kills the unit. This guy's alive, so these 2 kind of just facing off right now. The tank gets these guys out. They just murder everything. So these guys up top here. Let me increase that for you guys. So these guys get out of the vehicle. Tank moves up, shoots everything into my unit. Tank shoots everything into the unit, kills this guy down to... There was a Death Shroud that lived and him lived. So they're both on the point. He's on the point now. I can't get the point back. On my turn, I try and tie it. So basically, I move up the vehicle onto the point. These guys are now tying the point. It's OBSEC 3, OBSEC 2. He's got 5, so we're tying the point. I probably shouldn't have charged. I got a little bit greedy here. When I charged, he overwatched, I think with the tank, and killed 1 of my Death Shroud. So since he killed that 1 Death Shroud, he then controls the point even after the charge. So I think that's where I fucked up here, was I should have just like stopped, because I didn't want him to move forward. If he moves his tank forward, he's now in the center to threaten like most of this stuff. I wanted to try and keep him where he was. That was the greedy play. So if I don't charge, he gets a 5 on turn 3 instead of a turn, or 5 on turn 4 instead of a 10, because he holds his home field, and he holds this one now. He would have just held his home field. So we kept him pretty good on the primary. He was only able to hold his home field most of the game. The Rhino scooches up. These guys get back into the Rhino. Plague Bears scooch up onto the point. This guy's still fighting combat. These guys killed the 3 guys that stole the point from me. Nurglings are in combat with the bikes. So I think I rapided the Nurglings on turn 3. And when I rapided on my turn, I moved up and charged the bikes just to keep them in place so they can't go off the table. Because if they get off the table, they can come in my backfield and steal my home field objective, which I don't want. So I sacrifice my three Nurglings with rapid to get down and tie the bikes up for a turn. Or forever, really, because they're not going to kill the Nurglings. I do spend a CP to keep them in combat. They fail their leadership test, so they're stuck in combat. My Plague Marines went back into the Rhino. Yeah, so they fell back into the Rhino after this thing blew up. So then they got out of the Rhino on my turn to finally go kill this character. Which after I walked around the table, I'm like, oh, there's a guy right there. So they got out of the Rhino, charged that character, got on the point, stole the point, tied these guys up in combat. I kept spending the 1 CP to keep these guys in combat with the Nurglings, so they have to roll 7. And 8 now because the Plague Marines are there. This guy finally kills off that final guy, fails his battle shock, moves up, just there. Beast of Nurgle, holding that point, except for that one turn the entire game over here. We run up our Plague Bearers to just threaten the point more. The Heavy Blight Launcher's still alive. The other Heavy Blight Launcher's still alive. We actually killed this vehicle somehow. I think with the charge of this thing, we took it down to 12 wounds. And then after my round of shooting with the Heavy Blight Launchers, shooting in takes it down, as well as these guys moving up, getting out, flamering the shit out of it, taking the guys that were out of it down. So when I blew up the truck, the guys got out, and then these two guys finished them off. So we killed the tank with the guys inside in one turn, and we're basically clearing off the end of the guys on his home objective back here. So finished off the game, kind of a brutal game. After playing Votann the first time and then playing this, we knew a lot of what we didn't want to go into and what we could do into them. So it was definitely a lot easier playing Votann again in the same tournament. But you can see I'm just threatening and keeping him in his deployment zone with his big guns and trying to kill his chef. So that's what really helped, is going first, keeping him in his deployment zone, keeping him off the objectives. The only mistake I had was the spawn there, and that not putting the Heavy Blight Launcher on the point here, because then that would have kept me to a 15 on turn 4. His deployment we talked about at the end of the game. This was the deployment that he had set up. I think what he does is he just puts this one truck up here on the line, because I can't really get into him on turn 1. I'm not going to on turn 1, so even if he has turn 1 or turn 2, he's not going to get shot at. So I have the truck on the line and move up, and now that's his point for the entire game. He's OPSEC 5, he's got guys inside, he threatens this whole fucking side. So I have the truck literally on the line, move up, camp the point. The other truck on the line, same thing, either this way or further up this way, because yes, I could charge into him and tie him up like I did here, but he's just going to murder the things, or he can fall back and shoot with it still, because he's got a fall back and shoot strat. So he can fall back forward or fall back this way and just threaten this more on turn 1. So I think the one vehicle should have been up here. The other vehicle should have been in this corner or over here. So that was the biggest difference that he probably should have had with deployment. And this one guy scouting back this way, I think was too far back. I think if he just scouts out of line of sight here, so that way turn 2, he could just moved up, got out, cleared this point, put a lot more OPSEC on this point, or more in the center. So those are the two differences for deployment that I think he should have done. Because this thing being here didn't really do anything. Like, literally didn't do anything. This guy being back there for 2 turns didn't do anything. And then this guy not being able to shoot for 2 turns because he was here, had to go back that way to get out instead of going forward. And then this guy went from here to here to here. So yeah, I think that was the 2 biggest things. Is like, if you're playing against Death Guard and we don't really have a ton of shooting on the table, turn 1 especially, fucking just YOLO. Just put everything on the line, be like, you're not going to kill me here. And just, here's a whole bunch of toughness 12 shit in your face. Because then we're fighting in the center instead of fighting in your deployment zone. So, all right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think about the Votann game. That was super fun. One of the best opponents I played. We hugged it out at the very end. Next year, I think I have to bring, if I get invited or win a GT, we're gonna bring a flag, either a dirtbag flag or a USA dirtbag flag, and have all my opponents sign it with some pictures. So one of the French guys did that with me last year, and I forgot to bring one this year. But final game against one of the coolest dudes. We literally saw each other, and we played against the table next to each other the game prior to this, which was funny because like he was just murdering a sisters player, and we were just laughing about it because it was such a bad counter. But this guy, one of the coolest army looking things that we played. This game was kind of like an asterisk, I would say. So this game was not knowing the strat that you can't fall back if you fail stratagem. So it comes down to really communication of not saying the strats, not hearing the strats, not knowing the strats, all that stuff. Moving forward, guys, what I would suggest, any GT that you guys are going to, myself included, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling up the app. I'm going to be going to the reference page. I'm going to go to my army, which is Death Guard. I'm going to go to Codex. I'm going to go to my detachment, which would be Taliban Summoners. I'm going to click on Stratagems. I'm going to open them all up. I'm going to put the phone down, and I'm going to read off every single stratagem that I have and have my opponent look at it and answer any questions that he possibly could have, so this fucking shit doesn't happen again. Okay, so with that out of the way, definitely would have had a different game if he deployed differently, if he would have went first, if I didn't go first, all that shit. But we're going to explain what happened in this game because it was a very quick game after basically turn 2. Again, one of the nicest opponents. We talked the entire time, even we talked like an hour after the game about just like life, his kids, me not having kids, and just like his team. And I think he's a captain of the team, which again, he's really, really good. But yeah, this is the final game, and this is what the deployment looks like. So he's got 3 big knights, which standard chaos list, 3 big knights, 3 beasts and nurgles, 3 carnivores, 3 nurglings, 3x3x3. So really cool list. Oh, he's got plague bears, which I really liked. I don't know why people don't run plague bears in chaos knights. I think they're like I think he has a strat where you can make it sticky, but if plague bears automatically make it sticky and it's just more chaff, bring the plague bears. So his deployment, we're playing diagonal, and we're playing taken. Shit, what are we playing on? I didn't actually take a picture. I thought I did. I thought I took a picture of this game. Okay, I just went back and looked at the Patreon chat. We did not post it, and I think because we talked it out after turn 3. So let's get into it. This is gonna be a fun game because I'll tell you what happened and then what could have happened all after the game. So we did Scorched Earth, I think. We did. All right, so it was Scorched Earth and Crucible Battle. All right, and this is deployment. So he won the roll-off. Let me deploy first. This is the difference, like already starting off, this is the difference. He probably would have put his nurglings far forward as he could to try and screen out some of my nurglings. But again, if he does that, I still kind of do the same thing. But he lets me deploy first. I deploy on the line as far forward as I possibly could. He also deploys his nurglings forward, beast and nurgle forward, and nurglings forward. Carnivore right there. These 3 can't be seen, but they have the movement to get up to this terrain feature. So speed 13 on these guys, they can move up, touch this point or this terrain feature, and then shoot basically any angle this way. And then this guy, same thing. He can move on the other side of the wall or go onto this terrain feature, kind of diagonal, and touch that and then shoot anything over here. And then this guy, same thing. He can move the back of his base onto the front of the base, get it on the point, and shoot anything there. So he's got a beast and nurgle, nurgling, nurgling, the other nurgling in reserve, beast and nurgle in reserve, and carnivore in reserve. 2 carnivores on the table, and then all 3 knights on the table. This is just insane list. Like, I fucking love his list. For us, we put those guys on the line. These guys, same thing like I said about the Gene Stealer cult list. These guys are supposed to be doing turn 1 actions, and that is it. So we put them a defensive position behind the wall 1 inch away, so they can either move up this way, move up in the center, or try and charge and screen out. Beast and Nurgle scouts up into the ruin. This guy scouts up into the ruin. I probably should have deployed the spawn here, so that way if I go first, I can go this way diagonal. If I get tempting target, I can get this. If I don't go first, I can go backwards into this ruin right here. So that was where I misplaced my spawn, because they already have this guy scouting up into here. but the spawn is speed 8. So if they start on the line here, they can scout diagonal. So if I get tempting target, I can get this easily turn 1. But right now I don't have anything on this side of the table besides the nurgling. So that's where I fucked up with the spawn, with deployment. But the rhino's there, so he can scout up or move up 12 on turn 1 and get in this little feature. He's just going to advance up. This thing is a sprayer drone. Didn't really know what to do with it in this matchup because he's got just such tanky shit everywhere, and there's no infantry besides the plague bearers. This guy basically starts up here every time, so he has those angles. This guy, same thing down here, so he has those angles. He can move up 10 this way, shoot that way. Move up 10 this way, shoot down this angle or this angle. And this guy, same thing. Move up 10 this way, shoot that way. Move up 10 this way, shoot that way. Yeah, so pretty much same deployment every time. We get turn 1, we move up everything, and we tie up as much as we possibly can. Look at this line right here. So we're going to edit this real quick. Mark up. We have a line going, like the guys are here, and the guys were here. So we just scooch up 5, and we just charge. So when we charge the Beast of Nurgle against the wall right here. So the guys move up 5 and then make that like 6-inch charge into the Nurglings or into the Beast of Nurgle. And when I stay out of 6 of this guy. So when I charge in, I charge kind of like diagonal, and then I stay outside of 6. So that way when I pile in, I can pile in 3 and then consolidate 3, but I don't want to consolidate into this. So I'm going to pile in 3, block movement. So I'm blocking here because he can't fit within 1 inch of my guy, so he can't fit in here. So I have this guy blocked up, and this guy, he could move this way, but I don't think he's going to move out turn 1. The spawn scouted backwards, and we tied up these Nurglings. So we charged in, piled in, charged in, piled in, tagged up this guy and the Nurglings, and then these guys did the same thing. So they scooted up 5 and then charged the Beast of Nurgle behind the wall. He was right against the wall. So I charge in and I do the same thing. I kind of wheelbarreled that way. So I get the line, I go this way, move up 5, charge him that way, charge, pile in, pile in. So I have the Nurglings up here tagged, Beast of Nurgle tagged, and these Nurglings tagged. So all the chaff is tagged turn 1, and now this is where the strat came in. So pretty sure I said it. Don't know if he heard me. He says I didn't say it. Again, this is the disclaimer with this game is every game that you guys are at GT, what TJ Lanicus does this really, really well. He has printed out cards of T-Suns, because T-Suns has fucking like crazy rolls in the psyche phase. He has things printed out and just like hands it to his opponent. He's like, here, this is what I got. This is all the strats. This is ask me any questions. Here you go. Like you have no excuse to like the game going on of your opponent hearing or not hearing or saying or not saying what the strats are. One of the strats we have is if you're in combat with a demon unit, which right now this Nurgling unit is in combat with 2 different units. If you fail your battle shock step or battle shock leadership test, you cannot fall back. So what I did was I tied up 2 units with 1 demon unit that has a leadership of 7. If he fails at 7, this guy cannot fall back, so both of these units can't be shot at. Now, if these guys fail, just the Nurglings can't be shot at. And I can't do it on this unit, so I have to do it on the Nurgling units. So the Nurgling units proc the strat, so he has to do leadership on these Nurglings, which he fails, and then this guy, which he fails. So since this guy failed, both of these guys are stuck in combat, and he can't move past me, and he can't shoot into me. Huge turn 1 with that strat. And that was the difference, is if he knows it, deploys differently, and gets first turn. All that stuff, if that changes, completely different game. So I think what we would have changed is like these guys aren't on the line. So I think if he puts anything on the line, I still do the same thing with Nurglings. I still think I move them up and either run or I move them up and charge. I don't think this carnivore can kill all 6 Nurglings turn 1. So even if I move up and like charge the carnivore's not going to kill him. So carnivore's stuck there. I kind of maybe swing and get a slingshot charge into the plague bearers because they were like all the way up here. So maybe I could have like charged in, piled in, consolidate, tag the plague bearers. Same thing essentially would have happened. This side wouldn't have happened though, because these guys would have been able to like move up, die. These guys wouldn't have been there. They probably just waited there. So he would have been able to move up his knight, move up the carnivore, Nurglings definitely would have died because he probably would have, like, if they didn't tag these guys, they probably would have got shot and died anyway. I would have spent a CP, bring them back. And then on my turn 2, would have had to been a huge turn 2 to get one of the big knights in contagion, make the charge, and then put the Nurglings into everything on that side of the table. But that didn't happen. So let's get back into this game. So that's what happened this game. You can see basically we have all of this screened out that he can't move up. So we're basically just moving up. These guys tag the point. This thing moves up. This guy tags the point. Nothing's on this side of the table, so this kind of point's like null and void. It's scorched earth, so you only have to hold 2 objectives to get 10 points. And look at this. Look at these models. They're fucking so cool. This guy has a dragon head coming out of the knight with the knight helmet and horns on top of it, and he's got like claws coming out of it. He's got a whole bunch of extra bits. Like he's got this little guy camping out on top of the knight, like extra bits all over the place. Like just such a cool conversion this guy does. And look, this is my favorite knight. Look how fucking big this is. This is from Warhammer. The coolest looking knight I've seen. Spikes literally everywhere, piercing through. Books hanging down. Just so cool. So that's the second knight, and then the third knight was this guy, like kind of standard, but still looks so fucking cool. All right, so that was his turn 1. He just clears the way. So he spreads out a little bit. This guy moves back this way off the objective. This guy scooches up from there to there. He does clear out my Nurglings. Because I think he charges the Plague Bearers in. Charges the Carnivore in. This guy scooches up and charges his Carnivore in. So he's got both Carnivores in combat, kills my Poxwalkers, kills the Nurglings, so everything dies. Our turn 2, we bring down the Lord of Virulence right here to get line of sight onto really the only infantry he has in his list. So they come down here, they get line of sight onto these guys, outside 6 inches of the Beast of Nurgle. And these guys, so I come down outside 6, so I can probably make the charge on the Beast of Nurgle because I can't shoot the Beast of Nurgle. So I want to make that 6-inch charge and kill the Beast of Nurgle this turn to, again, kill his secondary units. The Plague Bearers come down. They're going to try and do the same thing. They're going to make that charge, and I want to try and charge in and pile into the objective, so the way I can try and steal his primary. So I'm OPSEC 2 on everybody. If I make that charge, I can pile in, and get onto the point and try and steal his home field. I do have 4 Poxes left. I forgot they survived that charge. So I killed the ones over here, and I kept 4 right here. They failed their battle shock, and they fell back. So when they fell back, I put these 2 guys in contagion, and this guy was out by like 1 inch. So I wasn't able to get anything into Death Shroud charge range. So I kind of kept them off the table. I waited a turn to get like something into contagion range. So Plague Marines get out of the Rhino. Rhino moves up. I want to kill these Nurglings. I want to kill the Carnivore. He does kill my Beast of Nurgle with this big thing. So the big thing moves up, shoots the Beast of Nurgle, murders the Beast of Nurgle easily. The spawn live, so that's will get me the 10 points on primary. So the spawn didn't get shot at. So I had 5, that's 10 points. We made that one sticky. This guy scooches up, gets line of sight onto the Plague Bearers. This guy scooches up, gets line of sight onto the Nurglings. Like I said, these guys come down, bring down these guys outside 6. Plague Marines move up, get out. I want to get out before I move the Rhino, so they get out. I want to charge this thing. No, I think I just move up. All right, so Rhino scooches up here, 12 inches, gets on the point. Plague Marines get out, put this thing within 6 of the Melt-A-Gun. So I have a Melt-A-Shot going into it, the Flamers going into anti-2 up infantry, Flamers going into them, everything else going into the Nurglings. These guys, Flamer, kill the Nurglings, and we have a long shot going this way, diagonal, into this vehicle right here. Rodicus comes down outside 12 or within 12 of the Lord of Valence here onto the point. And he wants to make that 6-inch charge into the carnivore here. Not having to rely on contagion in this attachment is what makes it so good, because once the Lord of Virulence comes down, I'm just like, here is Roddy, here's demons, here's Nurglings, here's everything. And then that's what happens here. So he comes down, makes that 6-inch charge, kills the knight in combat, tied up in combat with the Nurglings. I can spend a CP so that way he can't fall back with these guys, so that way he's harder to hit. I do take the -1 to hit aura in this matchup because I'm going to be in his face like most of the game. These guys make their charge. These guys make their charge. So I kill the spawn. I kill all of the plague bearers. These guys piled in, stole the home field objective. So he gets a 0 on turn 2 because we stole his home field and he didn't have anything else on the objectives out here. I think he should have rapided a spawn. No, he rapided the carnivore. So the carnivore rapided up here to try and fight Rodicus. So Rodicus was here, so we had to rapid all the way back here. So he rapided the carnivore in. Carnivore scooches up this way and charges onto Rodicus. So he moves up this way, charges into Rodicus. Rodicus lives on 4 after getting shot by this guy. Sorry, this guy. These guys shoot the Lord of Virulence's squad. And this guy shoots all the plague bearers over here. So he kills all the plague bearers, the poxes, all the Death Shroud in the squad, takes him down to 2. Shoots Rodicus, charges Rodicus. Rodicus lives on 4, claps back the baby knight, kills the baby knight. I bring down these guys within 12 of Lord of Virulence because he lived, and now they're gonna just charge the knight and just keep the knight in combat to try and have a 4 up to shoot. The Death Shroud rapided up here behind the wall. So once he moved all of his knights back, he gave me room back here to rapid. So there's nothing here. The Nurglings died, the vehicle died, so there's nothing here to block me out. So then I rapided my Death Shroud so I don't have to rely on the 6-inch charge. Rapided here outside the wall so he can't see me with anything, and then I just move up and about to charge. So this is the end of the game right here. This is the end board state. So this is me going into my turn. So me going into my turn, I have Rodicus alive. He has a Beast of Nurgle that's right here that moved up and died on the point because I shot it with this thing. So this thing shoots it, he flamers it. I have Rodicus alive, Nurglings alive, 2 Plague Casters alive, Plague Marines and the Rhino alive, 1 Lord of Virulence just chilling, full Death Shroud unit about to move up and charge this knight. So I think after this turn, this knight's dead, this knight's tied up, and then he only has this knight alive. So he has a knight tied up, this knight alive, 1 Nurgle unit, and 1 Beast of Nurgle unit. And that, at that point, we called it. So we called it at the end of, I think, end of 2 going into turn 3. We kind of just talked it out. So we finished off the game, and then we kind of like, I felt like super bad, and then he felt super bad. So it's like, what do we do? Do we just reset and play again? I was like, let's just fucking reset. We have plenty of time. Let's play again. He's like, nah, I don't want to, like, you know, set it up. We're probably not going to finish in like an hour and a half or whatever. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, do you want the game? And I just offered him up the game, and him being a gentleman, he's like, dude, I don't want to just take the game like that. Again, we're at Worlds, last game, literally doesn't matter. We're not competing for really anything. So we're both just kind of like talking out. I was like, all right, what do you want to do? He's like, honestly, man, let's just talk this game out, and then let's just fucking have a beer and talk, right? So that's kind of like how it finished. So that's why I say, like, if everything was like in front and he deployed differently and had like turn 1 or whatever, it would have been completely different game. So at this point, it's like, all right, let's just fucking shoot the shit. So we literally talked for an hour after this. Everybody's coming up talking to us, like our game finished so early, and we're just kind of like seeing like, all right, what would have happened? Let's go back to the beginning. What would have probably happened was he would have put his Nurglings probably into reserves more, so the Nurglings aren't on the line, because they really can't do anything anyway. They're op 6-0, they can't do actions. They're basically just there to screen a little bit. So maybe he puts his Nurglings in reserves. So all 3 Nurglings in reserves, 1 Nurgling on the board to screen out. So if he puts all 3 Nurglings here, maybe to screen out, I think I put my Nurglings here instead, so that way they scooch up 5, charge the Nurgling, They then wrap around this way. So I have like the carnivore here. I maybe again, these nurglings, we don't know. They're not on the table. So I charge in, move the nurglings, charge in, pile in. They can't fall back because they're leadership 8. So I have nurglings here now. Can't be shot at, so they're still there. Maybe a carnivore charges in, but the carnivore can't get past them. So maybe the carnivore charges in and kills 3 of them, maybe. And then nurglings again are still there. So I probably have these 2 objectives. And then he has this one pretty comfortably because the knight moves up, carnivore moves up, stages. Beast of Nurgle's not there because Beast of Nurgle probably would have been maybe further this way where the Nurglings were, so they could scoot up a little bit more defensively. So yeah, he would have had this side of the table, and then I would have had this side of the table. And then on turn 2, would have had a big turn. It would have had to be a big turn 2 again. Turn 2 for me, it looked like this. So I would have brought down my Lord of Ireland squad, probably in the center, like I did. So that way he could have got down Rodigus. Rodigus could have either charged the big knight or the little knight to clear that side. We would have stole this objective again. The plague bearers would have done the same thing. They would have came down outside 6 of whatever the closest target was. They would have then charged in, maybe tied up a knight or 2. So that way I have plague bearers tying up 1 or 2 knights and then getting onto his home field objective. His home field objective probably wouldn't have been lost. He would have had an extra 5 points on his home field objective. Because he probably would have had a knight on it. Maybe this knight would have been there on the home field objective, but he would have been tied up. So the knight would have been in combat. This knight would have been in combat. This carnivore would have died with the plague marines and the plague casters. So he would have lost a carnivore. I would have tied up or got on this objective, and this objective. So that would have been my turn 2. His turn 2, he probably would have shot everything into Rodigus. Maybe kills Rodigus, kills my Lord of Ireland squad. Maybe the same thing would have happened. Kill the Lord of Ireland squad, kill these guys, kill Rodigus. My Destral then would have rapided somewhere that he couldn't see me, maybe up here. So that way they could have moved up 5 and charged the knight that was over here and kill that knight. So he would have had 1 knight down, 1 knight in combat with probably Nurglings, because the Nurglings would have like been rezzed, came back down, charged that knight. That knight's tied up, 1 knight dead. He has 2 knights left with 2 Beasts of Nurgles, 2 Nurglings, and maybe the Plague Bearers, depending on what they do. But that would have been, again, a completely different game. We have no idea what the hell would have happened, and that would have been it. So again, all in all, this guy was fucking super fun, super awesome opponent, great army, quick game, fun game. But after turn 1 of not knowing the fallback strat, he just would have deployed differently. So that would have been. That's why I say it's kind of like, what the hell happened on game 6? But that's what happened on game 6. And again, I'm not going to hide it from you guys because this is Worlds. We're trying to share experience at Worlds, and every opponent we played was super friendly, super fun. Every game was like a final game at a GT or the pre-game to the final game of the GT. That's what every game was like at Worlds. So if you guys are trying to get to Worlds, that's the type of competition that you're going to be playing. You're going to be playing people from all over the world that are on probably the country's team. That's kind of every person that we played was a lot of players that we played were on their countries, like France, Canada, Spain. They were on their teams or the captain of their teams, which is cool. So those are the competition that you guys are gonna be seeing at Worlds. And if you guys have any questions about Worlds, hit me up on Discord and I'd be happy to answer them for you. But there's a lot of videos about Worlds on YouTube, and 99% of them are positive because that's how positive Worlds is. Games Workshop is doing a great job. I think Games Workshop is phenomenal in what they're trying to get this into. Hopefully in the next couple of years, it'll try to be somewhat more like a esports type game where they can stream it on podcasts or on online, and more people will see it. I actually watched their stream games and they had over like 30,000 views, which is awesome. It's not like the millions that we really want, but it's getting there. I think if they keep like what 10th edition brought to the table and try and keep it as streamlined, based across the meta, like keeping the meta as consistent and even as possible, I think they're gonna have a really good 2026. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys are excited for in 2026 and maybe going into 11th edition when summertime comes around. But yeah, guys, there's a lot going on in 2026. We are switching armies. Let's call this here. Let's kind of wrap up the video for you guys because we had a 4-part video series of Worlds. But yeah, let's get into the final stage of this. All right, gents. So let's wrap this up. Worlds is great. I would highly recommend it if you can get your golden ticket. Go to any small events that you can. A lot of the times later in the season, they hand down the golden tickets, meaning like if the first 3 people that placed have a golden ticket already, then they go to fourth place or fifth place or sixth place. Like basically anybody who can go can get one. So that's my suggestion if you guys really want to go into Worlds next year. It's in the, I don't know if it's going to be Atlanta, Georgia. They said maybe a different country, maybe Canada or something. I don't fucking know. But again, it was super fun. This was the 3rd year they did it, and it was over 450 players of 40K, and then they had all the other Games Workshop events going on as well. This is actually the final ceremony. Let's see if I can pull that up. But yeah, that's me cheesing. So, all right. So, but besides that, we had an awesome year this year. If you guys, the first video we did about the list, we hit our goal this year, which was the Death Guard. We were able to keep that banner up on the wall for best Death Guard in 2025, #1 Death Guard player in the world. And that's again all thanks to you guys. Like if it wasn't for YouTube and the patrons specifically, like the Dirtbags, the Dirtbag Nation, the Discord, like Kevo, like all the cuddle buddies, just giving shout outs to like everybody now, Roger, Nolan, TJ, like everybody that helped me this year. That's why I keep doing it. Like my wife letting me do it, like family, friends, like it's such a cool hobby to really get into if you meet and hang out with people outside the hobby as well. Like um you have such a connection and you could talk for hours. Like me and Kevo could drive 3 hours and talk the entire time about life and then the game. It's just such a cool thing to find people that you click with and you relate with that also play the game that you love and put so much investment and effort into. So I think, again, wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Your guys' support with the Patreon specifically is what keeps me going. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube. I probably would just be chilling, playing games, not recording, not doing any of that stuff. I like to share my experiences and I want to try and be that coach for players that just want to get better at the game. Like they just want their standard play to be better than what it was the day before. And that's kind of like why I do my videos, how I do them is I try and make quick battle reports, picture by picture, turn by turn. Nobody can sit there for fucking 3 hours and try and figure out what's going on in a battle report. Like I'd rather play a game for 3 hours than watch a video for 3 hours. So I try and do like quick battle reports, what worked, what didn't work, how we can improve, and what to get better for the next game. That's kind of why we do what we do. And a lot of other YouTubers are doing it that way, which is cool that we were the first to do it that way. So that's cool to say that Dirtbag Nation started there. But yeah, so a lot of stuff is going to be coming up in 2026. Me and Keeble are doing the podcast. If you guys haven't checked that out, there's 3 episodes now, 3 or 4 episodes on the podcast. We're going to be keeping that going, just normal shit, just banter and 40K stuff. And then emotional intelligence, a lot of the comments are liking that a lot of the people you play in this game aren't like you. Like they're either introvert or extrovert, and you have to be able to manage that and kind of see that. And a lot of emotional intelligence helps with that. So talking about stuff like that in our podcast is what we're going to be kind of striving towards, and just like getting people better at the game by listening to the podcast. And also we have the team coming up. So the Dirtbag Nation team is going to be Patreon exclusive and also invitational exclusive. So you guys are going to have to apply, do a quick interview with myself and Keevel, sign a document showing like we have the right to, you know, kick off douchebags. Like you have to be a dirtbag, but not a douchebag. That's going to be like coming up in 2026. So we have the jerseys. We posted that on the last stream game with me and Keevel when we were running Space Marines. And we are working on Space Marines this year. So I'm going to try and expand my content by not just Grey Knights, Death Guard, Chaos Space Marines. We're going into now Space Marines as a whole. So that way I'll learn the units, help with list building, and that's what the Patreons are for. So if you guys want list building, it's competitive Patreon. If you guys want Grandmaster coaching, that's one-on-one coaching with myself or another Grandmaster Dirtbag. So 2026 is going to be more focused on you guys. It's going to be more focused on YouTube content, Patreon content, podcast content, and a little bit less on travel and tournaments. I think that the Dirtbag Nation, us as a whole, have proven that we can do this professionally, that we can get to the high level, rank high, stay high, play at that caliber, and keep our emotion in check, especially game 3 at LVO, but keep our emotion in check, that you guys who are viewing our content can see that and be like, all right, I'll follow that guy. All right, I'll pay to get that guy's coaching, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like we did that, we achieved it. Now I can take a step back, kind of like Nick Nadavati and Vanguard Tactics and all these guys that played at that level. Now they take a step back and they're kind of like coaching from behind the scenes. Get more people in front of the camera, get more content going, get more everything going for YouTube and Patreon specifically to get more out there. So I don't have to focus on playing more games and honing my skill, because the skill's there. We just have to get you guys better at the skill and better content and coaching, stuff like that. So I think that's what we're going to be focused on 2026. We're not going to pick a specific army, maybe Imperial Agents, but we're going to be focusing a lot more on the back end stuff. So hopefully you guys like that comment. Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully this video gets a lot of views and a lot of comments to kind of gear us into that 2026 season. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be going to RTTs, still be going to local GTs. We have a local GT coming up in December, the fight before Christmas, out in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So if you guys haven't signed up for that, really cool tournament, and they do fundraising for homeless shelters and food drives and stuff like that. So it's a really cool tournament. All the cuddle buddies and a lot of Dirtbags go. But yeah, we're still gonna be doing that. So still doing shit. It's just not gonna be as intensive as like, all right, I'm trying to get #1 of a faction. So it's gonna be more friendly. Like I'm fucking running Kroot. So Kroot and just random Space Marine shit. So like I said, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having such a cool year of 2025. We definitely ended it with our goal being hit, and the Dirtbags with the merch is stepping up. That's another way to support us. But mainly it's on Patreons. Join the Discord Patreon so you guys get access to myself, Keevil, and all the other Dirtbag coaches. Yeah, and if you guys like these logos, fucking check those out. And FLG is sponsoring us now, so check out their shit. The link's in the description below. And Rexar Lasers, if you guys want those green lasers, they're legit. Go to Rexar Lasers site in the description below. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sticking with us this year and hitting our goal. And again, comment, so that way we can kind of get better at this YouTube shit. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. All right, gents, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, go over some coaching options. Wait towards the end of the video. We'll go over all of this merch and the Patreon. But guys, I appreciate it, and let's go Dirtbag Nation. All right, guys, like I said, thanks for sticking towards the end. This is all of the merch. We have some options too. You guys can message me one-on-one on Discord if you guys are interested in any of these. We have some proxies that you guys have access to play in the game. We have the Cypher, which is badass. We have the Tech Priest, which usually has Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian. We have the Phobos Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. We have the Caldus Assassin, which is one of the best prints we have. The old school Kodias, and now the new Lord of Contagion. You can't get this model anywhere unless you buy some really expensive thing, but the Lord of Contagion, awesome print. That is up for sale as well. The poker chips are great for sticky objectives. Those are coming in packs of 5. Then any of these stickers, usually we throw those in for really high orders, but if you guys want some stickers, you guys can get those as well. Now these widgets, they use them every single game. It's the 6-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch widgets. We are having a special on those. They're only $10. We do have upgraded ones as well with the black 40K Dirtbags logo. So if you guys are interested in any of those, message me. And then lastly, we just updated Rexar Lasers website. They do have laser lines. These are so rare in our community, it's crazy. And the ones that FLG have, they just die so fast. These are so strong, you can see them from across the room. They're insane, but Rexar Lasers are doing the Dirtbags logo on them because they are awesome sponsors of the channel. So head over to them in the description below. And they also have terrain pieces as well, which is if you use the code word Dirtbags in the checkout, you get free shipping on anything over $50. And now my favorite part of it is the merch store that we had set up for about a year now. It's doing very well. I love seeing these at tournaments. I love when you guys come up to me and you have the Dirtbag merch on. This is always updating. So if you guys don't have something, message me. We can always put a new logo up of something that you guys want to purchase. But we just upgraded a couple of the new chaos stuff on here. But check out, like, they just look so cool. The red, white, and blue logos, they're on hats, they're on shirts. We have a bunch of different options and armies for you guys. You have the little Nurgling logo, which is sick. There's mugs, coffee mugs, which you can fit your whole hand in there, which is super clutch, and a bunch of the 40K Dirtbag logos as well. But like I said, if any stuff you want on here, message me. But this stuff is in the description below in all my videos. This is how you support us and rep the Dirtbags at your local tournaments. What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40K. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. If we really want to get a bigger studio going, that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.